Alright guys, we're back. We got ourselves some Urban Family Space Wrecked IPA. Right there. Got some bright, funky colors going on. It looks like it's 6.1. And let's see if they tell us anything important. Drink cold, drink ASAP. That's about it. Alright. Space Wrecked IPA. Let's give it a crack. See what we got here. And pour it into the glass. I know Molecular Shave Jeff was wondering, do I ever pour it into a glass? And yes I do. So cheers, Jeff. Cheers, everybody else. Let's see how this is. Doesn't come across exactly the same, I don't think, on camera, but it's a pale yellow with about one finger of bright white foam. It's gonna be a good shave. That was fucking phenomenal. Holy shit, they packed the flavor in that one. Oh, it's got like fruity, like maybe guava, passion fruit type deal coming off the nose with just a little bit of citrus as well. Oh, man, and then the mouthfeel was nice and soft. Real big, juicy, fruity characteristics. All those passion fruit, guava, tropical fruit matched. It's a good one. That is a good one. Holy shit. Space Wrecked, huh? Urban Family's out of Seattle. And I've had their IPAs in the past. Mostly good shit. Alright. So, funny story. On my mail call video, I had so much packaging products like strewn around my shave den here that I actually buried another package. And that package, it was the most important package. The one that I was saving till the end. And that is Chatillon Lux in collaboration with Declaration Grooming Admiral. I have been looking for this one. It's unobtainium. I've been looking for it on the buy-sell trades for a minute now. A long, extensive minute. And finally, I saw it pop up on the Murphy and McNeil marketplace. You could see it's in the Icarus soap base, which is like 2 iterations back. Where at Milksteak, it used to be the Bison Tallow. I don't know if it had a nickname or not, but it used to be the Bison Tallow. And then Icarus was before that. And then they've done other one-offs in between that. But you can see, get a look at the ingredients there. That's the old base. I do notice it still has bison tallow, it still has lamb tallow, and a lot of butters and oils. So, good stuff. The previous owner was a tub loader, and you can see where I kind of scraped off today's bit. It looks like there's a lot of product left, so fucking... I didn't even look at it on the Murphy and McNeil website. I immediately threw it in the cart and bought it. I didn't even look to see what else Murphy and McNeil had because I didn't want it to sell out. Alright, we got a beautiful, dense, luxurious looking lather built up inside the Lancaster Razorworks bowl. And we are going to throw a little bit of menthol in there since it's Monday. We got the Ice Saber, the Mint Dealer, the Chiller in the Pillar. And we are just gonna make it rain. Alright. If you guys are interested in that, if you ask me to put the link in, I'll put the link in. If not, I made a dedicated how to add menthol to your shave video. And you could always look that up by using the search bar. I'm just going to incorporate this real quick. Still looks like my lather could take a little bit more water. It was a thirsty soap, I'll tell you what. But it did make a lot of lather with without having to use a whole lot of product. It's a quite firm soap. And we got our Lancaster Razor Works shaving brush. This is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and this one I call Conquest, with a Lancaster V1 badger knot on top of it. Let's go ahead and wet the face and we'll get into some scent notes. The old Icarus labels were a lot more bland than today's Declaration Grooming labels, but all the necessary information has been provided, so that's all you could really ask for. Man, this one eluded me for a while, and people that I knew that had it weren't willing to sell it to me. And no matter how many times I posted want to buy in the buy-sell trades, nobody ever offered it up. And what's funny about it is I contacted Chatillon Lux and I contacted Declaration Grooming just by messaging them on Instagram. And they responded both saying it didn't go over well in the wet shaving community. It wasn't popular. They didn't like it. And we have no plans on making it in the future. And what blew me away was, okay, didn't go over well. The wet shaving community didn't like it. Hold on, let me point I could feel the air conditioner was pointed up, so I was thinking, don't want my lather to dry out. But yeah, I was thinking, okay, the wet shaving community didn't like it. It didn't go over well in the wet shaving space. Why then is it so hard to find on the secondary market? It was killing me a little bit inside. Maybe there was just a small run, and that's why, the people who didn't sell it immediately actually did enjoy it. Or, maybe collectors were holding on to it just for completion's sake. I don't know, but man, it was getting to me. And this Icarus base, I've never used it before. I used the previous Bison tallow base, but I never used this Icarus base. It looks like good stuff. It's probably a little bit underhydrated, but I don't really give a fuck. We are using my favorite razor in the whole shave den. This is the GOAT on the top of the mountain, the Schick Golden 500. This is a Eversharp Schick Injector Type J. Maybe not Eversharp. It's a Schick Injector Type J. J. Alright, let's get into it. We got a supply injector blade inside this. And this shave was a long time coming. That's why I was trying to save it to the end of my mail call. But it's just funny that it got buried under all the discarded packaging. Alright, the scent strength on this one is probably a 7.5. It's bold, it's banging, and it is easily perceivable, which is great news because obviously the scent didn't degrade over the years or over the months. It didn't degrade with the whoever was the previous owner tub lathering or tub loading, introducing water into the soap. You know what I mean? Who knows what could happen from that long term. And so I'm just thankful that the soap seems to be in good condition. There seems to be a lot of it, and it's still very fragrant, and it's still lathering up like really, really well. Alright. Always a smooth and efficient shave when I'm using these vintage Schick injectors. They are still my favorite format of razor to use in a traditional or modern shave. I think they're intuitive. The The head basically gives you the angle that it wants you to use. Just ride the cap. Put your skin flat up against that cap. You don't need much of an angle whatsoever. You know, some people say like 10 degrees, 15 degrees, which is, you know, pretty steep, but just ride the cap. I mean, it's as simple as that. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the scent notes. This one had lemongrass, verbena, aqua, which, you know, aquatics, bergamot, smoke. It has a smoke note in it. I know that scares some people. Some people are turned off by smoke notes. They're very sensitive to it. So it is what it is, just so you know. It also has sage, blackcurrant, bud, tonka bean, and musk. So, to me, the resulting fragrance is kind of like a dirty aquatic, a murky aquatic. You do get aquatic vibes, but it's not the typical bright, sparkling aquatic with, you know, very noticeable citrus top notes. Not quite the same. It's a much more subdued aquatic, and then you get this mellow smoke note that almost has its own sweetness to it. It's hard to describe. It's not overly floral. It's not a fresh boy scent. But it's not dark. It's not super warm. It's just kind of like right in the middle of bright and warm, and then it's just kind of like a subdued aquatic with a mellow smoke note. I fucking love the scent, dude. It's nice. I bought a discovery set quite a while back from Chatillon Lux, who designed the fragrance. Declaration Grooming just made the soap base. And I bought a discovery set which, you know, gave me multiple decant samples of the majority of their year-round lineup. And Chatillon Lux has a lot of good scents. But the standout out of their whole lineup was Admiral to me. So I went ahead and bought the EDT, which I will be finishing off the shave with, since I did not get lucky enough to get a matching aftershave product. But the soap being 7.5, 8, like bold and banging. I mean, I'm telling you guys, it is there to be enjoyed. It's like Christmas. Like I've been waiting so long, and everything is just perfect about it. There's a lot of soap left. It's a firm soap. The soap works great, creates a very dense, luxurious lather. It's fragrant, and I love the fragrance. And the fragrance is similar to the EDT, so it's not like, you know, it was way off or anything like that. This was a much needed shave. I went into work 2 hours early, unaware of the absolute shit show that was waiting for me. I get there, and about an hour in, the assistant plant manager greets me with, "Do you want the really bad news or the fucking terrible news?" And I'm like, okay, is it too late to call in? And she tells me, she said there's multiple call-ins today on top of the max amount of people on vacation, and one person is gone to training. And so I'm doing the math. We don't have that many people, because I'm the position I'm in is I'm a relief Windows associate. So when somebody's sick or on vacation or gone to training or something like that, I fill in for their full-time Windows spot. I fill in the meantime. And so I'm like, okay, we only have 3 reliefs. So if there's the max amount of people on vacation, 3, and multiple call-ins, that means somewhere one of the offices is going to be short. And so I'm thinking, how the hell are we going to juggle this? You know what I mean? And basically, there was 3 people on vacation and 4 people called in. So we shut down the smallest office in the town. We just shut it down. I drove down there, put up their P.O. Box mail, and hung up a sign on the door saying, sorry, we're closed today. And what's funny about that is my supervisor told me I had to open the unit in the system, in the computer system, and then she said, I'll figure out how to close it later. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. Maybe she'll have like the carrier collector that comes at the end of the day. Maybe she'll have him close the unit or something. I don't know. Maybe she planned on going down there herself at the end of her shift. Okay, so then I get told, you got to go to the other office because all the regulars in that office are gone. And the relief person that was supposed to cover them called in. Okay, so they had the newest and only other relief open the store, which she's never done. So that was a shit show. And then by the time I get done with P.O. Box and I get over there, she's, you know, fucking frazzled. She's a wreck. There's a line out the door. The P.O. Box hasn't been touched. So it takes us like 3 hours to get shit together. And then I close the lobby for lunch, which is something that we never ever do. Most of the time, we take turns going to lunch. That way, at least one person is there to keep the line moving and whatnot, so people can mail their stuff on their lunch hour, you know. And we'll just take turns that way. But we were so far behind, and I didn't see no end in sight, so I actually closed down for our lunch hour so that we could get a break and catch up a little bit. And then as soon as I open, the customers who have never experienced a closed lunch lobby, the line was insane. And you could imagine they were confused and upset. To top that all off, there's only one guy that has access to the money reserve, the stamp reserve, envelope reserve, all the supplies. There's only one guy that has access to it, and that ain't me, and that ain't the new girl. So we were getting tight on money, we were getting tight on supplies, and we couldn't get more, so customers were frustrated about that as well. Alright, gonna be using some Lisa's Natural Herbal Creations Vegan Post-Shave Elixir, which is basically just a balm. Anyhow, so it was slam slam packed. The lobby was full, and the line was out the door, pretty much from open to close. The absolute worst day I've had since I started in this position, working the retail window. The worst. And so I finally closed down a little bit. I was a little bit late when it was all said and done. So I'm getting a ton of overtime. And my supervisor text messaged me and said, "Hey, you know how I made you open the unit at the other station at the beginning of the shift? Would you mind going over there and closing the unit, because she's like, I can't do it. I'm already home." And she goes, "You'll be getting a penalty pay, which is 2 times." And I was like, "Well, there was no doubt about it. Like, you shouldn't even propose that to me unless I'm getting 2 times." So at least, very least, this shit day made me a lot of money. Alright, guys. I'm not going anywhere today, but I am going to finish off with Chatillon Lux Admiral EDT. Just 1 to the chest. Alright. And that is good stuff. So thrilled to finally have that in my collection. One that I have been searching for, and this might be the last one that I was really searching for, unobtainium. So I don't know. I don't think I have like something I'm chasing after right now, which is cool. All right. Cheers, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks as always for watching. I appreciate the support, and I'll catch you on the next one.